Hey there, thank you so much for joining me. In this video, I'll be sharing an unproductive day in my life that I've had recently and how I go about trying to rescue that day and make it productive. I feel like this day was one of those cliche rainy days where you can't get anything done. And for me, it started with me waking up late and beginning the day with checking out how my content was doing on Instagram, which obviously means I spent some time on there, right? And when I was like, oh, okay, tired of that, then I just was like, hey, how's my content doing on TikTok? Let's check it out. And so that means I obviously got sucked into that too, and I spent more time on TikTok. And then when that was already like much, I'm like, oh, how's my stuff doing on YouTube, let's check that out. And so obviously I was just like spending time scrolling on YouTube shorts, and by the time I got a hold of myself, it was already like 12, and I was like, oh my gosh, you wasted half your day. So I was panicking, and I'm like, okay, we gotta save this day, and we gotta, we gotta make it productive. So this day was a Sunday, and what I usually do on Sundays is kind of get done everything I didn't do during the week. So I started off with school because I had a couple things I had to do. And so I wrote down a list of what I need to do. For me, I actually do online school. I've been actually doing online school since pandemic and stuff. So I get a bunch of questions all the time from people asking, do I like it? And I feel like it changed my life. I know that sounds really dramatic. It really gives me room and time actually to follow what I like to do and kind of explore my hobbies and stuff, because I have time to do this YouTube thing too, because I don't have like the commute to school and stuff and the bus ride and just all those like little parts of your day that you don't really count, you know what I mean, but that just go into it all. So I decided to light a candle for like the whole mood thing. That candle is just a story in and of itself. And so that's actually my sister's candle. I found it on a shelf, just dusty and stuff. I think the last time we used it was like years ago. So I lit it, and then my sister walks in, she goes like, what are you doing with my candle? And I'm like, I'm lighting it for the whole productivity vibes. And she's like, okay. But yeah, she didn't really want to give it to me. The last time we used that candle was outdoors, actually. So there was like this bug. I don't know. For those people who get grossed out by this stuff, I'm sorry, but there was this bug floating in there. It was so hilarious. And it was just like, oh my gosh. But at the same time, I didn't want to take it out or anything. I know pandemic wasn't a positive experience for everyone, and it wasn't a fully positive experience for me either, but I feel that there were pros and stuff. Because I was isolated, I had that moment to really reevaluate and stop and, kind of discover who I really was, independent of outside influence. So one of the main things I did was that I returned to drawing and stuff. As a little kid, I always was that sort of the person who was always drawing but I'd say it was more like from 2 to 9 years old. In 4th and 5th grade, I sort of dropped it, and like from then on, I just didn't do it. And I feel like art and drawing just in general really played a huge role in me finding out who I am and, my self-discovery. But anyway, back to the video. I decided to take a brain break and do some drawing. And, it's been a long time since I kind of drew something just with zero expectations, nothing, just drawing just for the sake of drawing. And so I decided to draw some faces. I actually did a face challenge recently, so I have a video. You guys want to check it out on my channel, how I just drew faces every day for 2 weeks, and I kind of improved and stuff, and I was really proud of that. So I decided, look, why don't I, it's been a long time. I wanted to, just do some more drawings of faces because I felt like it. So I started on the first portrait of the day, and I feel like the girl I drew, the reference photo was just so beautiful, and I feel like I didn't draw it well. I didn't like how it turned out at all. She kind of looks really scary and stuff. So I kind of ditched it halfway, and I just started drawing another one, then I ditched that one, I erased it, and then I drew another one. And I was being really mean to myself. Like, I'll be honest, I was getting really stressed out and down and everything. I feel like that day was just one of those days. Looking back, I tell myself that there will always be good days and bad days, and not every day will be productive, and that's okay. You've got to accept that. Don't be harsh on yourself. Give yourself that space, because sometimes we need to stop and slow down and reevaluate in order to go farther in the future. One step back for the two to come. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed, please drop a like and let me know in the comments if you ever have gone through one of these days and how you coped with it, because I'd love to hear. Thank you so much, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!